Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Dream Team Tonic, proudly sponsored by Beer 52. Thank you to all those people who have used the sign-up code in the last few weeks and got themselves a free case of 8 unique craft beers from Beer 52, and all they had to do is pay the delivery cost of £5.95. The website, for those of you that don't know it, is beer52.com/tonic. No spaces, it's not case sensitive. Just get that entered into your browser and pick yourself up 8 unique craft beers from Beer 52. It's the largest beer club in the world. Me, Ben and James have been enjoying them for the last few weeks. I've got to say that there's some pretty good beers in there. Beers that you wouldn't usually find. Each month members are sent a case with a different theme. There's lots of different themes. There's been Belgium, North and South Korea, California, New Zealand. I mean, when have you ever found yourself sipping a craft ale from North Korea? It's not very often. This gives you the opportunity to sample some fine ales and fine beers from around the world. If you don't like the dark ales, there is a pale ale option, so just choose the light option. You can pause or cancel the subscription at any time. It comes with a magazine and 2 snacks. Everything to set you up to listen to the Dream Team Tonic lads talk you through the game weeks. The theme changes every month, so you're never drinking the same ales. So yeah, again, go to beer52.com/tonic. You don't need to enter the code in there. That'll take you directly to the page, which will get you this sign-up offer. Welcome to episode 10 of the Dream Team Tonic podcast. It's been a great weekend of football. Not so great for a lot of fantasy formats. There's been quite a quiet week again. But obviously, just earlier on, we had the City and Liverpool game, which were a very, very good game of football. Lots of talking points from that. We've had the Chelsea train derail itself just after leaving the station. Didn't get very far. I'm sure we'll touch on that a little bit later. We've had COVID ripping through my household. So I've got a week off work. My missus and little girl have both got COVID. My missus for the second time. God knows what's going on there. Me, I still haven't caught it. I tell my missus I'm a little bit like the Aquafresh man. You know the Aquafresh advert where you're batting away the germs. That's me. They can't get to me. Obviously, when I'm coming out the shower no longer, I'm a little bit like the Aquaman. But that's another story. we won't touch on that in this pod. Beer 52 supplies. Obviously, they're helping me through this COVID. I'm not feeling great, but they are helping. Obviously, just heard the advert. Get yourself some of them quality ales. There has been a few logistics issues with that. So if you are someone who's ordered, don't worry. Your beer is on its way. As well this week, new to this week, we've had a shirt giveaway. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter. For all our listeners and subscribers, we was giving a shirt away if Mo Salah scored first in the Liverpool and City game. He scored. It wasn't quite first, so that shirt giveaway will roll over. So keep an eye out for that on our Twitter. But yeah, we've partnered up with Shirt Loot Box, and we are giving away some free shirts. So get yourself involved in those. So if you haven't subscribed yet, get subscribed. Be involved in all those giveaways for the beer and for the shirts. Right, James, are you there, mate?
I'm here, mate.
Ben, are you there?
How you doing, lads?
All right, mate.
All
Just
good.
the three of us tonight. I'm pretty sure Fergie passed that COVID over this way last week. I'm not too sure. Boris hasn't said whether it can transmit through microphones. Yeah, but it seems to be passing through a lot. Obviously, Dan Cox having it the week before. I do apologise if you two get struck down by it next week. But
I've got my firewall up, so I should be all right.
I'm fully Judson.
Well, you're all right then. Yeah, so all good. Let's jump into your team, James. Go on, first up again, mate.
Right. So I've made 4 transfers. I wouldn't normally go this large before an international break, but I wanted to get on some players early. And if I'm completely honest, I couldn't bear looking at some of the dross stinking up my team. I wanted to get rid of Torres as he rarely plays in the big games. I knew he wouldn't play today.
Yeah.
And he's not getting many minutes now. There's so much competition in that Man City side. So yeah, he had to go for me. I also wanted to get rid of Bertrand, who's been nothing short of a disaster for me. That Leicester defence is not looking good. Sorry, Ben.
Absolute shambles. It's basically the half of Southampton's defence, isn't it?
Wow, yeah. And they lost 9-0 to you, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I decided I wanted to keep hold of Reece James and Trent as I want them long term. I knew they weren't going to play this week, but I'm trying to prepare for the longer term. You only got so many transfers, so with that in mind, I was kind of prepared for a bad to average week. I literally spent hours looking at various permutations of my team. Honestly, it was getting ridiculous. My head was about to explode. And I came to the conclusion I had to make some sacrifices to get a balanced team that I was happy with. There just aren't that many budget players who are performing at the moment outside of a couple like Ben Ramas, etc. So my transfers were Bertrand, get out. To Diaz.
In the bin. He got
Torres.
booked again today, did he?
Eh?
He got booked, Bertrand. Didn't he?
Yeah, Diaz did. Yeah, that was annoying. I saw that. But, I'm just so happy to get rid of Bertrand. I don't care. Torres to KDB, he scored. So that was good.
Yeah.
And to free up funds, I've gone, wait for it, Ronaldo to Antonio. I think Antonio's been one of the best value players in the game. And it's just given me an opportunity to sort of spread those funds around a bit and get rid of some of the cheaper players that just aren't performing. I also took out Fernandez as well to Azpilicueta. So I've got no Man United coverage. Their fixtures aren't great, and they're not looking that great, to be honest.
Yeah. Struggling.
So, 37 points this week. Which is nothing to write home about, but compared to last week, is actually looking quite good. So at the back, 2 points for Fabianski. A bit surprised with that, seeing as they shipped some goals, but I'll take it. Trent and Reece didn't play, as I said earlier. Diaz got me -2. Azpilicueta got me 5 points, which was nice. KDB got me 8. Ben Rama 3. Grealish did nothing, got hauled off today.
Yeah.
Didn't look in the game.
Quite a game for him, weren't it?
Yeah. I do wonder if he might might now be subject to a bit more rotation, but that's another worry. Salah up front keeps banging them in, doesn't he? What a goal today. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What do you reckon of that, boys? Did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good goal. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Best player in the Premier at the moment, isn't he?
I think he is, yeah. Certainly most consistent.
Yeah, he's absolutely on fire.
Definitely this season.
Yeah, absolutely essential, I think.
Where's your song?
We're
Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah.
Lovely.
Antonio got me 3 points. Disappointing, he didn't return, but I still think he's a good pick. Lukaku, still got him up front. He could have scored a couple, couldn't he, at least?
Yeah. What about the goal he scored? Rudiger's run for that. Unbelievable.
Oh, no.
So amazing. Lucky that went a goal.
Yeah.
And was it not as well the third goal, was it Chilwell's goal? Lukaku and Azpilicueta both hit the post.
Yeah.
So both your players knocked it onto the post before Chilwell put it
in. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. 37 points. Not disastrous, but nicely set up now, I think, going forwards.
Really nice team.
The long-term view in it. You've made them 4 transfers. Obviously, you've got one left for an injury. Decent position, like you say. There's nothing wrong with that team, is there? You're looking at them 11 players.
No, quite happy with that. Yeah.
Hey, James, was that a bit of a jinx transfer, bringing in Kevin De Bruyne and Diaz? if they had a good result against you, you still got the points.
I'll cover it.
50-50.
Well, yeah, I did. I knew they were playing Liverpool, and it wasn't the ideal time to bring them in. But
Yeah.
if you look at the two duffers I took out,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem so crazy then, does it? I'm happy Liverpool got the draw today. It could have been a win, but that first half performance, after that first half performance, I'd have taken the draw.
Yeah, definitely. Go on then, Ben. Over onto your side, mate.
Yeah, 34 points. I've held back the transfers this month so far, trying to gauge it after the international break. I was looking at De Bruyne, and I was just thinking, if he doesn't get a performance against Liverpool, he'll go down again, and then he goes and bangs in a goal at the end. So he either going to go up or maintain his price. So I might have to do an early transfer this Thursday.
I reckon he'll go up. Yeah.
You're looking what? Trent to De Bruyne?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
Could you afford that? Just looking at it quickly there, 0.7. What's Trent at?
5.6. Might have to do double transfer if I was going to do that. Or Fernandes.
Yeah, Fernandes. Yeah, Fernandes is probably the one. It removes all United coverage, but they do have a terrible run of fixtures.
They've only got 3 games left now this month. So, yeah. I'll tell you my transfers first. I've gone Ronaldo out to Lukaku for a 6-4.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's out of the cup as well. I mean, United's out of the cup, so and he started on the bench, so basically it's a 6-3, really.
Yeah.
But he came on, he could have scored, but Lukaku should have scored as well. So I'm hoping I'll gain more points over the month that way.
You'd think so with Chelsea's fixtures, wouldn't you?
Yeah, big time. And Wan-Bissaka suspended in the Champions League for an extra 2 games now, I heard. So
yeah, they extended it, didn't they?
Yeah. So that's 2. So he's going to be only playing 3 games this month. So I've gone from Wan-Bissaka to Rudiger. So that'll gain me some extra games.
Did the thought of taking Torres out and Barnes maybe?
Yeah.
Obviously, you kept faith with Barnes. Obviously, Torres he's a little bit worrying now because he's not getting many minutes at all.
Yeah.
And he was one that I flagged in most of my teams because obviously you're a decent enabler at first because he was cheap, City playing up front, and now De Bruyne's come back, Foden's back.
Yeah.
He seems so far down pecking order.
Yeah. It's City though, isn't it? So there's always going to be another round of rotation.
It's true. It's true. Like James just said, as Grealish put himself into a position where he might be rotated.
Yeah. Well, the fixtures are very nice now for City. They play Burnley, Bruges, Brighton, West Ham, Palace.
Yeah.
So I would imagine he'll come back into the team and they'll rest a couple of players after international break.
Yeah.
Depends how many minutes the players get on the international matches though as well.
Yeah.
Torres seems to play all the Spain games, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Well, they play 3:00 on the Saturday, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in the lineup. We'll see, won't we? So if he's not in the team, I might think about taking him out.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like with City midfielders. You just leave them alone and they just tick along.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what I've done with Mahrez. I was surprised he didn't come on today, Mahrez.
Yeah, I
trying
was.
to sneak a winner. But
Yeah.
I guess it means he's probably starting the first game back. We don't know, do we? But are you, like you say about the City fixtures, are you a little bit worried about the City coverage in that team? Are your last 3 transfers going to be trying to cover? Are you going to be putting the Chelsea block in there, or are you going to be looking at more City?
Well, it's trying to find money, isn't it? This team is proper struggling. I didn't want to go mad and do those transfers, and then after the international break, I'll have injuries and stuff. So
yeah,
I thought the fixtures were decent for the teams that were in there. And Torres, I wasn't expecting anything against Liverpool anyway. So
Yeah,
if he
true.
played, I would have expected him to blank. So, and Alexander Arnold's in there, and I just thought, well, if he played, I wouldn't expect him to get anything in that game.
Yeah.
So my team is Sanchez and goal, 5 points. And again, he didn't get 8 points. That's a shame. Like,
Surprised. He did make a couple of saves.
yeah,
Decent,
only
solid.
made two saves. Alexander Arnold's injured, but should be back after the international break. Cresswell -1, got beaten by Brentford. Reguilon 3 points for a 7 rating. Rudiger got a 0. I don't know how, but they conceded a penalty, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they didn't concede that, then that could have been another clean sheet.
That's it.
Chilwell, dodgy tackles. Fernandez, I wasn't planning on keeping him, but with Ronaldo on the bench and
Yeah.
the fixtures turning, and with them being out of the League Cup as well, it's just extra games and not playing. So I took Ronaldo to Lukaku and kept Fernandez.
Yeah.
He got an assist, 5 points. Torres, I wasn't expecting anything against Liverpool anyway, so I've given him another chance, hoping he'll play against Burnley after the international break or Bruges. Barnes played today, got an assist, but only got 1 point. So that's another game. Since I put him in, he's done nothing. He played really well against Napoli. He got 10 points, and then I put him in, and he just got an assist today, and he still didn't get a 7 rating, and he got a yellow card.
It were unlucky. That yellow card was never a yellow card.
No.
And he did have a couple of opportunities. It could have been different for him today, but yeah, a bit harsh.
Yeah. Salah, main man, 15 points. Kane, 3 points, 7 rating. I didn't see the Tottenham game, so I don't know how he played. And
Well,
Lukaku,
it's obviously crap.
yeah,
Because it's the Premier League, isn't it? He's milking all his points from these crap Europa Conference games, isn't he?
Oh, by the way, yeah, I got a hat trick off him.
Yeah,
Thursday.
so you're lucky to get 3 off him.
Where's my soundbite from last pod? I called it, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
And then, Lukaku, 3 points, 7 rating. So, yeah.
Good stuff, mate. You still got your 3, like you say, you got three chances to play with.
Yeah.
But just as a question to both of you as well, obviously. I know you went quite heavy in yours, James, as well. 4 transfers in this particular team. Obviously, we're running a lot more teams than this. But over the course of all your teams, did you play half? Did you go for it in some and go 5 transfers, 4 transfers, and then play a bit more tentatively in some? Have you played it half and half like that, or
I still had quite a few transfers left over from the month before in most of my other teams. It's just my dream team, Tonic team, that's been tanking, really.
Yeah.
I've got some other good teams that are doing fairly well. And I felt that most of them were set up pretty nicely. So I haven't really used that many of this month's transfers. One or 2, and maybe 3 in one of the sides out of the 10. But
Brilliant.
I've not gone big on those, just in the dream team, Tonic team.
Yeah, Ben?
I've only done 2, maybe 3 on one in the other. One of my teams I haven't done any, but I just think because Liverpool playing City this week, I didn't want to go in on them and then they drop in value, and I could get them cheaper next time.
Yeah.
So I've got Laporte on my list. He's 4 million at the minute, and he'll probably drop to 3.8 after the performance, or after the minus 1. So, yeah, he's on my list. I could get him in. And I want to get De Bruyne. I was hoping to get him a bit cheaper. Foden's on there. On the watch
I think
list.
Foden and De Bruyne are going to go up at least 0.1, 0.2.
Yeah. And they're 5.4 and 5.6 at the minute. So it's like I'll have to take Fernandes out to get them. And probably worth it now with the fixtures swinging.
Yeah, definitely.
Barnes, I want to get rid of him, but the fixtures are still decent. But Leicester are playing terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Iheanacho came in today, though, didn't he? Got star man.
He looked good, Iheanacho, as well.
Yeah.
He did play well. Obviously, the goal wasn't out his goal wasn't made from wonders, but just sheer hard work and persistence, chasing down.
Yeah,
But some of his hold-up play were very impressive. He played really well.
it seems to be the substitutions Brendan Rodgers doing lately as well. He had Chowdhury on there, and he was marshalling the midfield.
Yeah.
Like he was playing really well, and he took him off after 60 minutes. And
Was he
then
knackered?
I don't know.
Has he come back from an injury, Chowdhury?
No, he's just not been picking him because Ndidi's been playing, and
Right.
they've signed out Samare.
Yeah.
But Samari didn't play well in the Europa League, so he played Chowdhury today, and Chowdhury played well, and he took
He
him
had a
off
really
after
good
60
game.
minutes.
Did have
And
a
then
good game.
he took Iheanacho off before the end of the game for Maddison, and then they conceded again.
I said in my head, as soon as Maddison come on, I thought he's a player that just doesn't seem really interested at the minute. Like
Yeah.
Leicester losing now. That's what I thought, and then they scored, didn't they?
Mm.
But, yeah.
When it was 2-0, I put a quid on Palace to win. It was 40-1. It was close. Schlupp missed the header at the end.
Schlupp. Old mate, Schlupp.
What do you think about maybe Iheanacho going on a bit of a run now? Because he's one of these streaky players, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he might be worth the gamble in one or two of your in your sort of not your main side, but I think he might be worth jumping on. If he's shown that he can put nice little runs together. What do you think, Ben?
Probably leave it another week. They're playing
Mm.
Man U on Saturday,
Yeah.
Saturday. So
fill your
But then
boots
again,
there.
yeah, they've
They're
only got
terrible.
one clean sheet this year, haven't they? That's true.
I mean,
And then
they look shaky at the back.
yeah, then they got Spartak away. So
How long's Maguire out for? It's not that long, is it?
don't know, probably about 4 weeks, but it could change.
Right. So it might not be such a bad shout then if they
If he's out.
got Lindelof back in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we'll have a jump across and have a look at my team. Just jot that down. Right, 5 transfers made in mine. Wholesale changes for go big or go home. That's the one. I went for it. Reason being, obviously I've not done this in every team, but I just thought it needed a little bit of a tidy up. I had a Liverpool block, which Liverpool's obviously playing City. I was fearing the -2, -3s. Obviously Trent was out injured. Robertson, Alisson, thought, and it was screwing me not having the Chelsea back line. And I thought Chelsea guaranteed clean sheet, more or less. As guaranteed as you want it until Chilwell gets involved. They should have played Alonso. That would have sorted it out. But yeah, in come Mendy, Azpilicueta and Rudiger. Out went Alisson, Trent and Robertson. And do you know, when Liverpool went 1-0 up, I thought, have I made an absolute, like, just a proper boo-boo? Like, what have I done here? They're going to sneak a clean sheet here. Anyway, thank God City scored. But I left Semedo in for the Newcastle game. Thought they might have been good for a clean sheet. Semedo obviously feared injured last week, but he's done all right. Got me a clean sheet last week, so I'm not too bothered there. Ronaldo obviously being benched was a big thing this weekend, so I took him out for the inform Antonio. The value then just to spread across the team. That's what I wanted. Antonio obviously only getting the 3 points, but it allowed me to switch out Traore, who again was benched, which now seems, has he fallen out of favour? It doesn't take long, does it? And now he's nowhere involved. I think did he come on in like the 92nd minute?
Yeah,
something like that.
Absolute craziness. So yeah, so a good move. I took out him. I've wanted De Bruyne since obviously seen De Bruyne slowly get back to fitness. So I wanted De Bruyne in. Go on, Ben.
That Huang looks good, doesn't he? Come on for Wolves.
Yeah,
he does.
3 goals now.
Yeah, he does look good.
Looked at him, but he's a forward in Dream Team. 1.8.
Yeah. Can't touch him in that.
Yeah, guess he's in Sky. He's a midfielder though.
Yeah.
So he'll be interesting for a captaincy coming up.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice couple of finishes from him, wasn't it?
Yeah, looks really good.
It does look a good player. He's got a bit about him. He likes to get stuck in. He's a grafter as well. He could be good in a lot of other formats, but not in Dream Team up front. I don't think he's going to find a place up there. With my team, obviously Fernandes survived with that Ronaldo news, because originally my plan was Fernandes out and leave Ronaldo in.
Yeah.
But I think it swayed me thinking Fernandes is on penalties until Ronaldo comes on that pitch. And Everton not being, well, I say not great at forward, but they were missing their striking options. I thought United might have had the best of that game. Well, I'm a bit of a fool, but he did get it. He did get an assist, Fernandes, at 5 points, so decent enough. Of the week, 42 points, 437 total. It is actually now my best performing team, which, I mean, I think I've shot up this week. He's had a decent week at 42. I think that's the green arrows, them, aren't they? At that. All I've got to be, I'm susceptible now to any injuries. I've used 5 transfers. It could go wrong. Got an international break, and then like 4. Have we got 4 fixtures after the international break? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in fact, because we've got one at the very end of August. Not August, but Jesus Christ, I'm reversing. Hey, I just blame COVID. At the end of October, we've got one at the very end of October.
That's the only thing that scares me, Kevin De Bruyne. With him going away international duty, he tends to get injured, doesn't he, a lot?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Touch what he doesn't fear.
I mean, he was shattered at end of game today. He were absolutely shagged. I mean, he just couldn't run anymore. If he could have had an extra 5 minutes in him, he might have got a winner. But he looked good. Mahrez didn't play. Azpilicueta did he get a couple? He did get 2 assists, I think.
He did not in Dream Team. He did in other formats.
Oh, yeah, 1 assist in Dream Team. Yeah. Mendy 0, Rudiger 0, Semedo 0. Ben Rama steady for them, 7 ratings, 3 points. Salah, he's the man, isn't he? He's man to rely on, 15 points. Lukaku, a little bit disappointed really with Lukaku, but then again, if that hadn't smashed the post, you're looking at like 8 points. You never know, he might have even sneaked the star man as well. But that's how it goes. I think it's set for the month, but if anything happens, I'm done for. I could be losing points. So obviously, I've not done that in every team. Probably 3 or 4 teams I've gone a bit gung ho in, but it's paid off this week so far. So happy days.
That's a good strong side, that, Tony. I like it. I mean, obviously Semedo's the weak link, but you've got to have he's done all right for you, hasn't he? And you've got to get a budget player in somewhere. So I like that team. It's looking good.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Obviously, if you're looking further forward into the United fixtures, going further into November, obviously Fernandes is looking like he's the one who's possibly where I'm going to try and steal a bit of value. If Mahrez is game time, I don't want to threaten Mahrez because I know what he does. If Mahrez game time is still minimal, because I was very surprised he didn't get on at any point today, but he's somebody who I can steal the value from to upgrade Semedo as well next month. So, yeah, for this month, I'm happy enough with it, as long as there's no injuries. That's right. We'll jump on to listener questions, guys. I'll wait for someone. I were expecting a message on Twitter, to be fair. So, Matty Blake, is it Timo time now, Tony? And yeah, no. Can you? I wouldn't be able to host this podcast if I were telling people to take out Lukaku and put in Werner. But I tell you what is quite refreshing is that I like Timo Werner. He's a confidence player. He'll do him the world of good. He's a goal scorer as well. He's shown his time in Germany. He knows where the back of the net is. I think it might do Lukaku some good having playing with Werner because he does like these sprints outside and cut back into the box. As we've seen, I think for the Chilwell goal, I think that were a bit of Werner down the right hand side. So yeah, it's definitely not Timo time. If you're a midfielder, I mean, yeah, you probably might have a little punt on that, but not with them 3 striking spots. I mean, now with Kane, with what he's doing in Europe, and maybe he's showing a little bit of form back in the Premier League. He's not going to touch. He's not going to touch there, is he, lads?
No, definitely not.
Not time for Turbo Timo.
It might be fun to put him in a team, in one of my teams. I might
One of your
put him in.
struggling teams.
Yeah, I might stick him in just for crack. And then if he does sneak an hat trick, I can cheer it, can't I?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Matty, it's not Timo time. Not yet. Connor, he's been on. Chalobah has only missed 3 of Chelsea's games this season, obviously including the cup games and the European games. Is he an option for a cheap defender? Go on, James.
Well, he's played 6 out of 10 games. He's averaging 3.4 points per game if you consider all 10. If you just take the ones that he's played, 5.7 points per game.
Lovely.
That's not bad return, but he's still not playing every game. I mean, he's actually returned points in 3 of the 6 games that he's played. And that was a 13-point haul, an 8-point haul, and another 13. So he's got 34 points. So for that price, he's not doing too bad. I wouldn't rule him out at all. If you can afford somebody like a Rudiger or an Azpilicueta, they're going to play more games. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think he's worth. Probably not for a manager like myself. I tend to play a bit more. I don't like the rotation risks. It just annoys me too much. But at that price, I think he's not a bad shout. What do you guys think?
I won't be going near him. He's only started 3 games, I think, and he got 3.7 ratings so far. If you take the goals away and the star man, he pretty much hasn't done anything.
It's actually 6 out of 10 games he's started.
Has he?
Sorry,
right.
He's played in 6 out of 10 games.
Yeah,
I should say.
he's come off
He
the
hasn't
bench.
started. Yeah.
I thought it was only three or four he started.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's one to watch, but not yet. Definitely not for me.
Yeah.
He's definitely on the watch list. I think if he's benched, if Chelsea are going to keep quite a few clean sheets coming in the next 6 or 7 games,
and he comes on,
and he is brought on either to shore up that midfield or to shore up that defence, either way, because obviously we know he can play holding midfielder. I think he's got 2 opportunities there to come on, whether they're changing formation, whatever it might be. He's somebody who he might sneak a few clean sheets in there just by coming off the bench. He's a very good player as well. Let's not take that away from him. But yeah, he's definitely on the watch list. I did bring him into my Telegraph team before that game as well, which was nice. But yeah, again, like you say, his points have come from games he's scored in rather than like a steady stream. So yeah, one to watch, mate. Right, Partey and Zante. Was it wise for him to get rid of Ronaldo, but he improved the rest of his team by quite a bit? Ben?
Well, I don't want to say it's wise because it's Ronaldo. He could just bang a hat trick in the Champions League, and then we'll be like, oh fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But looking at the fixtures and him having less games than the other strikers that are in on form, I think it's worth the gamble, and you can make your team a bit more. I'll just say it.
More balanced.
More balanced. That's the word.
I love all the hand signals.
More balanced.
If only everyone else could see it. Fucking balanced. I'm balanced.
Yeah. So yeah, balance your team out.
Yeah, definitely, James.
Well, that's exactly what I've done, isn't it? I've got rid of Ronaldo and Fernandes to improve the rest of the team. So, I'm much happier with the side. It's a lot. It feels a lot more balanced, and the likes of, like I said, the likes of Antonio have given so much value this year that I just felt that it was a sacrifice that was valid, basically.
Definitely. I mean, even without the goal today, Antonio got 3 points, 7 rating.
Yeah.
On a losing side, so he's obviously doing right by the ratings metric. So yeah, and I did the same. So pointing Zanti, yeah, I think you are wise to do it. I think a lot of people might have done it, especially with him being benched.
Did you see Townsend's celebration against United?
Gotta love it, haven't you? Not only is he taking piss out of Ronaldo, he's taking piss out of this pod as well. I mean, I forgot to put him down, but I mean,
need another soundbite from last week.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ!
Don't go there.
I mean, it's got to stop, hasn't it? It's got to stop.
He's playing like he played for Rafa at Newcastle. He was like the main man at Newcastle when he was at Newcastle.
Don't get me wrong. Do you know he played really well? He did. And then someone's going to ask me, should we get him in? And I'm going to say no again because they've only got 3 games left before the end of October, or you've got teams that have got 6. So there's my point. And Fernandez, Townsend will probably go and score a brace next week. Next week after international break, he's obviously loving it. He's a man on fire, isn't he? At minute.
Yeah.
Late call up for the England squad, I hear.
Is he?
No, I'm joking.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we go back up here. Let's have a look. Andros Townsend, most Starman awards is Traore, Townsend, and Salah with Kane. 3 Starman awards. Number 7 ratings.
7 ratings, yeah.
7 for Townsend. He's on the same amount of 7 ratings as Antonio, Cancelo, or Jota. He's only 2 behind Salah. Most points scored: Salah 89, Townsend 66, Harry Kane. How's Harry Kane stuck up there? Fucking anyway, Harry Kane 60, but behind him Antonio 57, Bernardo 52. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Fair play to Townsend. Do you think we'll read them same stats out at the end of the season and Townsend be up there as the highest scoring midfielder this season?
No.
Absolutely no chance.
No.
And that's the reason I can't say get him in your team. But keep going, Townsend. It's becoming a bit of a laugh, to be fair. when I watched the goal, it did make me chuckle. Not so much as against United as well, which is nice. But that celebration as well. That's quality, isn't it? I watched the Aston Villa fans doing it in a huddle the other week.
Oh, that was funny.
That was pretty good. But I mean, what does Ronaldo think? Everyone's taking piss. He must be fuming.
He was wearing his own shin pads, putting his own shoe with his face on, when he's coming on the pitch. Did you see that?
No,
yeah, I saw that.
And he's got his own boxes as well, apparently. The Ronaldo boxes on.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what you get for 7.8 million in Dream Team. He's got his own shin pads. Right, Steve Cheek's been on. What front 3? See, now look, this is where it switches round. Kane instead of who? So he's obviously thinking of getting Kane in. And is it time to ditch cheat code Traore? So we'll touch on the Kane one first. Would you be bringing Kane in? So replacing that front 3 that you've probably already got? Obviously, unless we've got... Now the front 3 is probably between us, Antonio, Salah, Lukaku. Would you replace them with Kane?
No, I wouldn't. Not based on... But do you know what? I popped to the shop during the earlier kickoff, and I only put the radio on for 5 minutes, and they were all saying how crap Kane was playing today. So I was
not again.
He's not doing it in the Premier League. I don't know. he can't keep coming on against these minnows and getting hat tricks every week, can he?
No.
No, it's
I,
cheating.
he's
It's
still
not
he's going to
fair.
get goals, isn't he? He's going to get goals, but I think there are better options at the moment than Kane, although their fixtures are quite favourable.
He's still got to play him away as well. More up.
Surely you don't get on that plane. I'll be fuming.
He won't play in the return leg, will he? Surely, because they're like 5-1 up or something. So
I know
but, I
it's a
mean,
group
Oh no, it's a
stage
group.
game.
It's a group.
Yeah,
It's a group. So what's right? So they've won that game. They drew with Rennes.
yeah. You got Vitesse next.
So they've got Vitesse next. If they beat
right.
Vitesse, surely he don't go on the plane to Mira. Where are they from?
Slovenia.
Yeah, it's not that. He's not going there, is he?
They've got to play
Surely
him
not.
in the 5th game.
Yeah, no
So-
chance. If they win the next couple, then Vitesse home and away, done. I'd like to think
Okay.
anyway. That's just for my benefit
Well,
because I've not
what
got him.
about Antonio? Surely he's going to start getting rested in Europe. We're winning the first 2 games.
Yeah, I think so as
Yeah,
well.
possibly. Yeah.
It's a little bit. Do you know we touch on the goalkeepers we like having a European goalkeeper, so we put in Fabianski at that price, but he's rested for them all.
He played
Areola's
the
playing.
first game, Fabianski, but
Yeah,
he
and I think
played
that's what.
one.
Yeah, that dragged us into it. I think Areola will play the rest of them. Like you say, they've already won the first 2, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, remember my shout about Diop?
yeah.
He got another clean sheet in Europe. That's 3 clean sheets out of 3 for him.
Yeah.
But and then he didn't play again today, and he conceded another 2 goals. So
I mean,
why aren't you playing him?
I'll tell you what, mate. You need to get a fall to Moisey.
Yeah,
The game told.
Moise, yeah, play Diop.
Yeah, sorted out. Sorted out,
Wait.
Moisey. You cost him a Fabianski clean sheets, mate.
Don't spend all that money on Kurt Zuma, do you? And not play him. He's got. I just got to give him a chance to bed him in the side because
But the rest of him in
he was
Europe,
I'm
injured.
aren't
on about Ogbonna. Get him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even
Zuma and
getting any
Diop.
points. He's so cheap because he keeps conceding.
He's on. Yeah, he's
Isn't Diop more of actually a midfielder?
No, centre half.
No, I know in the game, but wasn't he originally more of a midfielder?
No.
I know. We'll look that one up and get back to you. Yeah.
He might have been.
We
One of them CDMs that like to play centre half. I tell you what, right. Off that, so we went from Kane to Antonio and completely diverted off. Anyway, Kane, Kane's doing it in Europe and in.
He's in my team, but I'll probably leave him in for now.
Joe, I think I did bring him into one of the other teams.
Newcastle next game.
Off the back of an hat trick, you think, is he going to go on a run now?
Yeah.
I brought him into one of my teams, I think. Obviously 3 points today. No great shakes. I think I brought him in for Ronaldo, so 3 points to my 0. It doesn't matter, really. Now, cheat code Traore. I think we have just touched on it a little bit earlier, but yeah, he seems to have fallen a little bit out of favour. I mean, Jimenez wouldn't pass to him the other week. He was square there for an absolute tapping, and Jimenez thought, sod that, he's going to miss. So I'm not giving it him. And that's where we are with Traore at the minute. He's falling out of favour with the manager. It doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. The last couple of games he's been benched. What do you guys think? Obviously, there's a lot of other options in that price bracket now. I know we've been told previously there is no options other than Traore, is there, Ben?
I was just thinking now when you were talking about Traore. Imagine if he was playing about 20 years ago in the Premier League, and there weren't all these stats and all these statisticians like looking at all like crosses and everything. Oh, he's got this certain amount of crosses in a game, or he makes this amount of big chances. Like he'd be like the biggest player in the Premier League, wouldn't he? Because he's everywhere, isn't he? But he doesn't actually create any goals or score any goals.
Yeah.
But the star man, the 7 rating on Who Scored, love him.
But when he's on the pitch, and he's struggling to get on it at the minute,
Yeah.
that's the trouble.
There's
I've transferred him out of quite a few teams because I think there's better value. Um,
I've
Is
switched him to Ben Rama in most of my Traore. Most of my teams with Traore. I went Ben Rama before his major price rises.
yeah.
yeah,
So I've already gotten off him myself.
That looks like the best move, really.
Mm.
There's a few, isn't there, that you could
There
jump
are some
across to,
options.
but like Decore, he's 2.7 million, but he's not in Europe.
Yeah.
3 games this month.
Yeah, 7. He's got 5-7 ratings so far. Damari Gray, he's playing like as a number 10, beyond striker.
Another one who's impressed me, Damari
Yeah.
Gray, definitely.
He's always been very hit and miss at Leicester, and then he went away for 6 months to Leverkusen. He's come back and he's on fire this year. So.
Yeah,
Did look good. I watched him on Match of the Day. And he's looking good.
Yeah. What do you think about Mbuemo? Scored today. 1.8 million.
Wow.
Played up front, midfielder in the game.
yeah. Again, it's one of them. Would you want to put a Brentford player in?
Enabler.
Yeah, he is, and they do have 4 fixtures this month:
Yeah.
Chelsea, Leicester, Stoke, Burnley. Because obviously they're still in the cup.
Yeah, they turn after Chelsea. I think they can win the other games.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, who's to say they don't go beat Chelsea? Isn't it? They're a very good side, Brentford.
Matip at Liverpool, 3 million.
Yeah, if you wanted to drop to a back 4, obviously
Yeah.
Matip's very much in favour. He seems to be staying fit. Not the greatest fixtures for Liverpool, but what about? We touched on him last week, and he had an absolutely worldy game today. He was brilliant. I thought one of the best players on pitch, Bernardo Silva.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was brilliant today. And I mean, was it the run that almost put Foden in for a goal? But not just that, but he's tracking back, he's tackling, his work rate. He's just a brilliant player. Brilliant. He just seems to have obviously fell out of favour for quite a while, and now he's pretty much playing every game at 2.7 million in that City midfield, and he's always got an assist in him. He's got a goal in him. I think if you're looking at, I think Traore is at 2.8 at the minute. He's probably going to drop in price, I would guess, by 0.1 this week. Bernardo Silva, can't go worse than that. City midfielder in Europe. Yeah,
Here's one for you. Here's one for you. What about Pierre Højbjerg? 1.9 million.
Yeah.
He's got 29 points this season.
I like Højbjerg. I think he's a very good player, but I prefer the position he plays for Denmark.
Yeah, he seems to be playing a bit more attacking though with Spurs this year.
Does he?
Yeah, because Skip's playing in his position from last season.
Yeah.
And he's playing a bit further forward now as like more of a number 8 box-to-box midfielder. I know what you mean though, he's playing a bit higher up for Denmark.
Yeah, he's probably even further forward for Denmark, isn't he?
He got a goal today though, didn't he?
He did. Like I say, if they do play Skip, are they usually playing Højbjerg and Ali in front as the 8s and the 6, Skip playing further back as a 6? Yeah, I mean, we're touching Spurs players. I mean, the fixtures are good, aren't they? Yeah. What's Lucas Moura at? 2.4 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get that goal today?
No, own goal.
Yeah. They are.
Do you still have him in any teams?
I don't, but
No.
he's such a lively player.
Yeah.
He's someone who can score a lot of points, but he's an option. If you're thinking European players away from Traore, 2.4 million for Moura, 2.7 million Bernardo Silva. They've got Fornals at West Ham.
Yep.
Jared Bowen, who scored today at 2.8 million.
The only problem with Bowen, though, Tony, is he went to the same finishing school as Tino Werner.
or Traore. He'd be going from one devil to the other. I mean, yeah. Bowen's got everything. If he could finish, I mean, he'd be a special player. I know. In Championship, he scored quite a lot of goals. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of them. What about your man, Lookman, who's looked decent?
he's looked decent. Yeah,
He seems to have worked his way into the side, doesn't he?
yeah. It looks like it's starting now, but I wouldn't touch Leicester if you ain't got any Leicester players and don't get them in.
Yeah, we're not about getting onto players
I
before
know it's in
things
MLA.
hit.
Yeah,
They've
it
got
may
good
be
fixtures.
yeah, and he's playing 2 games a week, so I
Yeah.
suppose.
He's an enabler.
Yeah, and he's playing like a right-sided forward, so
Yeah. In a midfield position that we're saying isn't blessed with options. Lookman at 2 million could do it. But yeah, I mean, if I was it was straight swap from Traore, for me, right now, you're asking me now, it'd be for Bernardo Silva, without shadow of doubt. I just think he's definitely showing the form. And they've got the fixtures as well, haven't they, City? So yeah, let's move on then from there. Oh, another big debate. Amon Tatler, Alonso or Chilwell. Go on, Ben.
I don't know who's playing next game. Well, what's Chilwell? 4.2. Alonso's 3.7. I'd just be holding until the next game week.
Yeah.
If you've got Alonso, just hold him and then see what the lineups are for the next game. I won't be buying Chilwell.
No.
Connor bought Chilwell, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. And Chalobah. That's some pickings, that.
Yeah. But then you could probably find himself without both of them playing next game.
That's the thing, yeah.
That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Like you say, if you've got Alonso, just keep him. There's going to be a lot of rotation.
Yeah.
Would you bring in Chilwell? Well, no, because you're probably going to suffer rotation. Probably like as Alonso is. Because Alonso's not just all of a sudden falling out of favour, has he?
No.
He's just been rested for the game and Chilwell's had the nod.
If you look at the Chelsea team, it was very weakened. Like,
yeah, I think he knew. He thought the same as us. This is an easier game. Southampton at home. I'm going to take my chance at resting a few.
Yeah, and Christensen, right? He's been playing for him most of the games. When he goes away with Denmark, he plays every game.
Yeah.
So he's thought, I'm going to give him a rest here.
Yeah.
Because I was going to bring Christensen in. I thought, he's nice and cheap. Bring him in. And then I heard a rumour he weren't going to be playing. And I was like, oh, God. So that was one of the transfers I've cancelled. So, yeah. So you plan it all, and then you see the lineups, you've got to scrap it and start again.
Yeah, it's true, mate.
So sometimes it's just better just wait for the lineups and then just go for it. Have a plan, but, like, you can't really go with that plan if the players aren't playing. Like Ronaldo, that was out of the blue, wasn't it?
Yeah, no one expected that, did they?
I think if you leave it all to that last hour, for me, I find it too stressful. So I spent about 4 hours on Friday night doing all my 10 teams, knowing that each team had a sort of a plan. And then I could go in, I had to go in when I saw Christensen wasn't starting. I think I had him in three or four teams.
Yeah.
And I just went and reversed that transfer and made a new plan. But at least I wasn't starting from scratch.
Yeah.
That's the way I work anyway.
So you do the transfers before, and then you go, when you see the lineups, you go back and you reverse them.
If I need to, yeah. Hopefully I won't need to do any reversing, but I'd rather have them in there locked in, and then I can just
which way you're going with the team.
Sorry.
So you know which way you're going with the team then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can just quickly go through each 10 of the 10 teams and just go, no, that one's fine, that one's okay. I did have this mad plan, right? Yeah. I was thinking I'm going to print out all 10 teams so that I don't have to click, because the Dream Team website's not that fast, is it?
No.
So I could just go, right, do it. have 10 printouts like put on my wall, but then I thought someone might think I was some sort of mad scientist or something.
Yeah, like some sort of like
Decided to paint
FBI, like suspect board.
All the
Right, what am I doing here?
permutations, all the different
Yeah.
permutations.
Oh,
yeah,
arrows pointing here, there, and everywhere.
bits of string going between either the players and everything. Yeah.
What do you do, Tony? Do you like to transfer all the players in before and then reverse them, or do you just?
I do. I do
Yeah.
exactly the same. I do on the Friday night. We usually get it all planned, and then Saturday morning is a little bit manic. I usually spend my time doing the FPL and Sky and other things in the lead up, and then Dream Team is a little bit more fun in it when obviously the first lineups come up. That can decide what you eventually do, which in a lot of my teams it did because the Ronaldo benching was massive to where I were going to go with my teams. So eventually, Fernandez got saved
Yeah.
because I thought if they get a penalty at first half, you're looking at like Fernandez might score a penalty, Stoyman, Ronaldo. Then if United go 2-up, 3-up, they might not even bring Ronaldo on, and then you're waiting until the 16th of October, halfway through the month, before them players going to get another game. So I just thought, right, that saved Fernandez and called Ronaldo in most of my teams, to be fair.
Yeah.
I did keep him in some, so it wouldn't have been too damaging when he come on that if he scored. But yeah, I like to, a little bit like James, just plan beforehand and then you know which way you're going with that team. So obviously, you know if you bring in a Chelsea block in and then you've seen a couple of them out, Alonso, Christensen, then you know, hold on, I have to rethink this.
Yeah.
But essentially, I do want that Chelsea block.
Yeah.
But I might have to rehash a few things probably to bring in
find a bit more
Rudiger and
money.
Aspi because we know Rudiger and Aspi are the safest bets in that Chelsea back line. Christensen probably is the next one because he's been playing really well. And like you say, I think he's just rested. And I think he was rested because of the opposition. So I think that, Christensen will probably be back in the lineup next year, next game week.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I didn't replace the Christensen transfer with another one.
Yeah,
Hopefully he'll start the next game, and then I'll get to see the team sheet, and I'll go right. Now's the time to bring it in. But if he's not playing, he's likely to bring on a central defender. He's more like to change the attacking players, isn't he? So it made sense just to go right. I can hold off that one until till after the international break.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Christensen were a little bit cheaper, so one of them were if you're choosing between Christensen and Rudiger, but you do have the funds to get to Rudiger. It was one of them where I was just probably trying to save a few quid maybe on Christensen, knowing he's maybe has nailed. And then go, shit, that's not going to work because Christensen ain't playing, but I'll just have to bring Rudiger in then.
Well, Rudiger might drop this week, so instead of going to Christensen, I might be able to go Rudiger now.
That's true, mate. And but it could have also gone the other way. And I very much feared that Chelsea block rising this week. It did. I'll be honest, it scared me that if I leave it this week and other people do get on it and they get the 3, maybe even 4 of that Chelsea backline and keeper in, and I'm behind the times, I thought I need to get that in, definitely, against Southampton. But yeah, he did go a little bit weak, conceded to a penalty. Ben's mate Chilwell.
I was so tempted to just sit on my hands this week and just leave it until after the international break. You start seeing players missing out and that you think, I can gain here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it'd been good to sit on my hands, and then when that Ward-Prowse penalty went in, being able to do a lap in my living room, fist pumping. But yeah, I was in the other. I was in the other band. Where I seen the Ward-Prowse come up on the video printer on the Soccer Saturday, like bollocks. Absolute bollocks. But yeah.
Just one point. Everyone's talking about the Chelsea block and getting Chelsea players in, which is totally understandable. I've done that myself to an extent. But after today, of course, Man City's fixtures are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
And not many people are talking about them at the moment. but they will be next week, I think, or the week after.
That's true.
Yeah.
Really true.
That's why I've got Laporte on my shortlist. He should go down again in value.
Yeah, I think City very much will definitely drop with the -2s, -1s. Chelsea won't drop as much, but will more than likely drop. But yeah, City's fixtures, I have played it where I'm pretty sure most of my teams are covering Chelsea City. I think, like you say, the fixtures are pretty good for both of them teams, and I think very much so. You can have a block Chelsea, block City, mixed Chelsea, mixed City.
Yeah.
There's been all sorts of combinations, but them are the two teams now that are probably going to start really making some inroads into these point tallies. Yeah, you make a good point there, James. Is that, like you say, it's all been a bit Chelsea at the minute, but then because City have obviously had the Liverpool game, and did they have a tricky Champions League fixture coming up?
No, they don't. I looked at
next?
Looked at it earlier. It's not
Got
that
Bruges.
Yeah, Bruges. Sorry, yeah, Club
They're
Bruges.
not that great, are they, Bruges?
Yeah, with the Liverpool game, where it was this week which was the PSG game, Chelsea, PSG, Liverpool.
Yeah.
So obviously we didn't. Obviously, I mean you can't recommend putting in a City back line there, but like now, if you're asking, get in those players. Like, wait for the price drop this week and get those City players in. Cancelo's obviously going to drop a little bit. Ruben Diaz, yellow card as well, didn't he? Did Cancelo get a yellow card as well?
Yeah, Cancelo.
Cancelo. For me, no.
For me, no.
For me, no.
Chelsea play the late game as well on Saturday after the City game. So that's going to be interesting to see what people do.
Yeah, well. Right, we'll jump to the next question. Oh, Traore, Mike. Mike's been on. After 2 consecutive non-starts, is Traore a minutes risk now? If so, who could we replace him at a similar value? We very much covered that.
Yeah.
I know we put all that forward, didn't we, with all the replacements because of Mike's question. So, Mike, your question's been answered, mate. Sorry, but yeah, hopefully you took all them names down and seen them as possible replacements for yourself. So jump past that. Lee Hooper rushed my transfers this week. He was at Peppa Pig World. I mean, we've all been there when you're dealing with kids and rushing your transfers through. He's ended up with Traore still. He's got to go now. Any other cheap mids that tend to score well on the Who Scored ratings?
Subtly different question, but similar.
Subtly different. Yeah, go on, James.
But if you look at the players, then I think it will be similar to what we discussed before. I did make a quick grid of the teams with the players with high 7 ratings.
I think I'll stick that up, James, if you don't mind. If you want me to stick it up on the video.
The stats are from Frank's site, but I've sort of filtered them and color coded them to my own style. So make sure Frank gets some credit there as well.
Yep.
It's so Traore. I think we have covered most of these. I mean, Declan Rice is doing quite well on the old star number 7 ratings. He's managed to get 5 7+ ratings and a star man. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah, he's doing all right. I like Declan Rice, good player.
Obviously, you've got, and he's not on this table, is he? Curtis Jones is doing quite well.
He isn't on there yet. I pretty much, if you did that table next week, he'd be on there, wouldn't he?
I reckon he might. Yeah. Damari Gray's on there with 5 7+ ratings, but we've mentioned him before. I mean, Decore again, 5 and a star man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if we stick that table up, people can look at it from themselves. You've got your man and Josh Townsend up there with seven, uh,
Seven
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 ratings
ratings.
and 3-star man. I mean, he's leading the way.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, there are some options out there. Unfortunately, some of them don't play in Europe, which is a bit of a handicap, really.
it
Um,
is.
yeah.
Curtis Jones has got 3 7 ratings so far, but he's been scoring really well.
Mm,
Well, he got an assist tonight, didn't he?
he did 2.3 million.
He gets,
Um,
yeah.
the only when he's playing well, the only concern is obviously when Thiago is back, then he's going to be sharing a bit of game time with him. I think. I would think Thiago will start ahead of him certainly in the more tough games.
Yeah,
Curtis Jones is coming to that little Elliot role, isn't he? That Elliot
Mm,
was playing
yeah,
yeah,
he has.
on right of centre midfield.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing well there. Very talented player. Obviously, he was keeping Thiago out the side.
well, no, Thiago's actually injured.
Or is it? Well, there are
Yeah,
no options then, have they? I mean,
Is Cater injured as well, isn't he?
no, Casey was on the bench today.
All right.
Thiago and Trent should be back after the international break, is the latest I hear.
risky then. Risky.
Hey, my Højbjerg shout, 5-star, 5 7 ratings.
Hey, he's there. Where is he then? I can't see him on the. You
No,
can't see him on the
I
list.
noted it before.
Ah, right. Right.
Uh,
He's not on your table though, James.
No, because he
I
probably had
I
4
made this. To be fair, given time constraints today, I made this table during
before that
the
game.
the
Yeah.
early kickoffs. So
Yeah.
George would have jumped onto this. So what I'll do if you want to share this with on the pod graphics, I'll update it and then I'll send it to you.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Nice
We'll
one.
get that sorted. Right. Kerry Jones. Should we still be using transfers to target increased team value, or do you think saving them until later in the month will bring more benefit long term? Ben, what have you been doing? Have you still been chasing a bit of value?
Yeah, definitely. But scary when you've got the international break in between, haven't we? So, like I
Yeah.
say, with KDB, I want him, but is he going to get injured? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm probably going to have to move him in now because of what he's done against Liverpool. I was hoping he did nothing and dropped again in price. What do you guys think?
Come on, James.
Yeah, I think if you want if a player you want is going up and a play that's not performing is going down, you should be looking to use your transfers wisely. I after on a Thursday night, for instance, before they change on the Friday mornings, and that way you can kind of catch the rises and the falls. So I think it is sensible to do that. I wouldn't just chase transfer value for the sake of it, though. I've seen some people on Twitter doing that. Those 5 transfers are valuable, and if
Yeah.
you should only be bringing in players that you're happy to keep for a few weeks. That would be my advice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely long term ones.
Yeah,
definitely. Don't want to be just bringing in any old Tom, Dick, or Harry that's had a decent game week just to bump an extra 0.2 million into the bank. But if there's somebody that you want and they are going up in price, then try and get them in pronto, and yeah, chase that. But yeah, good question. Aaron Wade, Bruno out. One City midfielder can fit into his team. I was so sure it was going to be KDB, but after today, Foden has to be seriously considered, even with Pep rotation. What are our thoughts? Ben?
Yeah, for me, Kevin De Bruyne's still the main man of City. You got to have him, haven't you?
For
He's
me,
the
no.
man. Okay.
For me, no.
Yeah.
Well, for me, no. We're on about Foden, aren't we? But yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, just Kevin De Bruyne definitely for me. Foden's very close, but De Bruyne should play more games. I think
Yeah.
now he's back fit. What do you
yeah.
think, James?
I totally agree with that. I think KDB's the best option. He'll play most games. Um, if you look at the options that City have on the left-hand side of their midfield, then
Mm.
there's a lot more potential for a rotation there. KDB brings something unique to the side, which is why he plays most games. So for me, it's still KDB. I do think Foden will end the season with a fairly high point score. So if you can get both in, happy days. But
Yeah,
um, yeah, that's my thoughts.
I'd agree with that. I think in a few teams are going quite heavy City midfield. Foden, Mahrez, KDB. You put them all in and then leave them. They're all going to score pretty hefty this season. Foden was absolutely electric today.
Yeah, he
They
was.
were unbelievable. Him and Salah. Um, I think Gary Neville gave him joint man at match today.
He did, yeah.
Whenever you ever heard that, but I get why. They were both pivotal to their team's performance. They were both absolutely brilliant. Foden obviously coming back from quite a long term injury, quite a couple of months.
Yeah, it was surprising, wasn't it? He came back from apparently he came back injured from England duty, and
Yeah,
then it sounded like it was only going to be a week or two, but then it stretched out until what 6 weeks or something. So that was a bit of a surprise. But he looked electric today. I felt a bit sorry for James Milner trying to trying to shackle him. It was a little bit fortunate to stay on the pitch, if I'm honest.
yeah, he was very fortunate, very fortunate. But yeah, KDB, he's your safer bet, and he's going to play more games probably than Foden. But I think, like I say, it's one of them. If you can get them both in, happy days, and go with that. There's not many other options in midfield this year, so you agree with that, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. Right, mini league top 10. Ben, you going to run through that, mate?
Yeah, I can do that if I can find it.
Well, I jot down the time.
Right, I've got it. In 10th place, Stephen Williams, 449. 8th place, joint 8th place, Niels Koopman, 452, and Peter Corley. In 7th place, Andrew Pilgrim, 453. In 6th place, Niels Koopman again, 454. 5th place, Matthew Westwood, 455. 4th place, Michael Byram, 461. 3rd place, Jonathan Perrott, 468. And 2nd place, Alex Cole, 486. And top of the shop, Jonathan Perrott, 506.
Well played, mate. Good score.
Two teams in the top three.
I was going to say, look, Jonathan Perrott should be pretty damn high up that leaderboard with 506, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a big
The
score. That.
overall leaderboard, that is.
Definitely.
Yeah, good
It
score,
is a
that.
big score. Fair play, mate. What game week was that? Was that? Oh, God, I'm not going to be able to track that now, am I? Obviously, game week 10 is the next cash game week for £50 for the winner for the highest scoring game week 10. I forgot to mention last week. So Steve Cheek won the game week 5 award. He won £50. So fair play to Steve Cheek. He was another who had a great start to the year. So obviously one of our own as well. Just keeping the money within the Tonic family. They were speaking. Anyway, right, Ben, you're on again.
Yeah.
Let's go into the top 1K ownership. So the most owned in the top 1K of the leaderboard so far. Have a run through that, Ben.
Right. James's mate Salah, top of the shop, 93.8%. Basically, nearly everyone in the top 1K's got him, and they've rewarded him. Romelu Lukaku, 69.4. Bruno Fernandes, still up there, 67.4. They must have kept him after seeing the lineups.
Yeah.
Said Ben Rama, 63.8, 3.5 million enabler. But he's got European games, hasn't he? So and he's playing well. So
He is.
Cristiano Ronaldo, he's dropped down to 63.2. Ruben Diaz, 45%. Ferran Torres is still up there, 45%.
Wow, that's high, isn't it?
Yeah. Waiting for that Burnley game like me. 5-0. Usually 5-0 against City, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so. Go for 10.
João Cancelo, 5.4 million, 39.9%. Jackie Grealish, he's dropping down a little bit now, 38.7%. Edouard Mendy, 33.2%. Dave Azpilicueta, 30%. TAA Trent, 29.9%. So they're keeping the faith with him.
Yeah.
The one game. Didn't expect anything against City, I'd suppose. And should be back after the international break, hopefully. Antonio Rudiger, 29%. Marcos Alonso, rested. Or is he dropped? 37.5%. Ederson, 24.2%. VVD Van Dijk, 22%. Kyle Walker, 19.6%. Mikael Antonio, 17.8%. Sir Harry of Kane, 17.7%. They would have been a few people who jumped in there with him in the team
Yeah.
on Thursday. And Riyad Mahrez did not play, 17.2%.
Yeah, no surprises there, I don't think. I think we'll probably see that pretty heavy City-Chelsea next week, or week after, sorry. And obviously going towards November, I guess it's only going to build higher and higher. So look at the latest ins then, James. See who's been transferred in the most in the last week.
So at the top, we've got Said Ben Rama with 23,000 new owners. In second spot, we have Alonso with 21,000 new owners. That's going to hurt, isn't it? I was surprised to see Thiago Silva has got in third with 14,000. Given his age, I would think he was. In my mind, I think he's probably slightly behind Christensen. I know this week he did play.
I think that's from the goal, isn't it? That's people transferring him in after the goal from the other week.
Yeah.
They played together last week, didn't they? Christensen and Silva.
Yeah.
And he's kindly priced at 3.9. So I'm not saying that's a bad move. I just feel that he'll get more rotated a bit more, just because he's getting on a bit. But he's a total class player. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. 14,000. Our mate Andros Townsend in fourth place.
They didn't listen, did they?
I think that. Yeah, no, I'm sure they're not that upset, Tony, this week at least. Rudiger has 13,000 new owners. Aspilicueta, 11,000. Antonio, 11,000 new owners. Ismail Sarr, 10,000 new owners. That's an interesting one. Watford fixtures coming up aren't that great. Manager Claudio Ranieri, hot off the press, coming in to manage Ismail Sarr. So we'll see how that might affect his performances. Cancelo, nearly 8,000 new owners. Lukaku, 7,500. Saka, he's a cheap enabler, I suppose, 3.6 million, nearly 7,500 for him as well. De Bruyne, 6,000 decided to jump on him. Good move that proved to be. Declan Rice could be an enabler at 3.2. Not doing too bad, really, considering he's more of a defensive player,
Yeah,
but he's been getting
doing
a
all
few.
right.
Some of his long range passing for assists is quite impressive. I do I like him as a player, not
Yeah, I do.
necessarily as a dream team asset.
I think he scored in the last 2 Europa League games.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah. 6,000 new owners for him then. So then you got Rafinha with a 6,000. Diaz with 6,000. Curtis Jones, people are spotting that one.
Yeah.
2.3 million now. He was 2 last week.
Hmm.
5,000 new owners. Still some people bringing in Salah, why haven't you already got him? 5,000 new owners. Mendy with 4,000 new owners. Smith Rowe, not in dream team for me, but he's got 4,000 unit owners. I think the last one's the
Cheap,
most
though, isn't he?
surprising. Go on.
Kovacic.
Kovacic, yes,
Yeah.
4,000 new owners.
I noticed something on him, but I didn't suggest him. He's got 7 ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at 2.2,
Mm,
that's you can't really expect too much
yeah.
of
I
a
think he's got
return for
2
that.
goals
So
this year as well.
Yeah. When he plays with Jorginho, and I think he does have now and again a license to just roam forward a little bit.
mm,
You do find him bombing forward. Now, 2.2 million in that Chelsea side. It's not bad. Let's compare him to Saka at 3.6 million, 1.4 million more. With
mm.
probably half the amount of fixtures or no European fixtures. I mean,
That chance he had,
Go on.
he had a chance it was the last weekend though. He was 1-on-1 with the keeper and he didn't shoot. What was he doing? Remember that?
I didn't see it.
He like waited to put it on his right foot instead of just shooting with his left foot, and then he got saved in the end.
Yeah, he's not prolific, but
No,
7 plus ratings probably
yeah.
rack them up. Yeah, 2.2 million. It's absolute cheap as chips, isn't it?
But you would say the best 2 centre midfielders for them is Kante and Jorginho, isn't it? It's just that Kante's having a bit of trouble at the moment with his injuries. Seems to be missing.
Jorginho keeps sitting on bench for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know what's up there, but
yeah. It's the one to look at.
only angers me because he's in my Sky team, Jorginho. I just wonder why he keeps sitting on bench. But right, most transferred out. There's going to be some familiar faces on here. Maguire, Slabhead, he's gone. 29,000 transfers out. See you
We
later,
don't
Maguire.
need you.
You're done, mate. He was an absolute dial in a dream team. His fall from grace is immense.
He'll be back.
Yeah, no doubt.
3.7 million now. It's getting cheap.
It's cheap, isn't it? United will turn it round at some point, and I'm sure we'll all be trying to clamber onto the United train.
The fixtures
Anyway.
turn soon for them.
Yeah, they'll turn bad, and ultimately, because they're going to have a really bad patch, they're going to have a very good patch of fixtures again. But they did start nice for them, and they failed.
Yeah,
so
capitalise
we're run away from them. Trent, obviously, injury. We're not too sure what's going on. So 28,000 transfers out. It's no surprise, really. Torres, 19,000 transfers out. Obviously, missing out on game time now. Probably a wise decision. Shaw, heavily strapped, I might add, for that game against Everton. Whether he's fit or not, Jesus Christ, that strapping on one of his legs were unbelievable. 17,000 transfers out. He still didn't manage a clean sheet anyway, so it didn't matter. Pogba sat on the bench. He did come on, whatever point with his silly hairdo and did a bit, but yeah, struggled to get United over the line. 10,000 transfers out. James, not you, James, but your mate James, Reece James, 10,000 transfers out. Mount, who's just come back from injury, so it's a little bit of a surprise because he was benched, but he did come on. 9,000 transfers out. Sterling, people probably getting a little bit frustrated with his benchings. Nearly 8,000 transfers out. Gundogan injury, 7,500. Sancho, who again, God, he just didn't look great. He didn't. He just doesn't look to be very dynamic in that United side, which is strange because whenever I seen him for Dortmund, he would get the ball to him and Sancho made things happen. And not seeing that yet, but 7,500 transfers out. Dyer at Spurs, nearly 5,000 out. Fernandes, nearly 5,000 out. Schmeichel, people getting fed up with Leicester. Not
Get
being
him
able to
out.
keep them clean sheets, 4.5. Ings, Greenwood, Grealish, all there on similar figures out. Jota, another one, which is a little bit strange because I think he's wrestled that position from Firmino. So unless they're bringing in Antonio and Ronaldo Kane, get it.
That was the first time that Jota or anybody had started. Well, Firmino is against the top six. Started every single game in the last couple of seasons. That's the first time Jota started ahead of him. Clearly, Klopp rates him. I thought he played quite well today, but just thought I'd throw that in there as
He
an
definitely did.
interesting fact.
It's a good start. I think it might show that there's a change of like passing of the baton from
I think so.
Firmino, is he 30 now, 31?
Yeah, something like that. He's pushing 30, isn't he?
So
Is he
they're passing it over to
30?
the young lad, the
Yeah.
younger lad, anyway. Pickford, the angry man. Makes me laugh. My kids always say, I want to be Pickford because of England. But yeah, when they want to be goalkeeper, I'm Pickford. I'm angry Pickford. Anyway, Traore, I don't know why. Traore, 3,000 transfers out. And Bamford, obviously injured, 3,000 transfers out. Yeah, they're all the people that have been culled. Right. The Differential League. I don't even want to go through this.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Just looking at this, Tony, it's shocking. Shocking.
Hey, it was your idea, Tony, to do monthly differential.
I know
league.
it was. It was. I tell you what, it's absolutely nailed me. Right. We've got the community in number one. First position. Foden is their October pick, who obviously got 8 points today, so a decent pick. They're the top with 49. James, you've got Jota this month. You got a -1 for you today, which is a bit unfortunate because I do think he did have a good game.
Yeah.
But,
He's got the hard game out of the way now, so hopefully
Yeah.
the rest of the month he'll pick up.
yeah, it's a decent shout as well. You only had last pick as well, so shout out to you. But you're on 46 points, so no to worry about there.
Yeah.
Fergie, he went for Rudiger. He's on 0 points so far this month. 20 points is his total. Ben, as per Laqueta, you chose the better of the Chelsea back line.
Get in.
So crazily lowly owned, aren't they, the Chelsea back line? But
Yeah.
5 points for Azpilicueta. Takes you up to 14 points. Within reach of Fergie. And then there's me.
Come back, Son.
I went attacking. I did a little bit of James where he said about you got to keep it interesting. Because my first thought was Chelsea back line for this month. But I thought, no, God, I've got to attack this. I need someone. I need someone to pull a worldie out of somewhere. I thought Mahrez a bit of man. And he didn't play a minute so far today. But that's so far. So I'm
What's
on
your
3
total,
points.
Tony?
It's on 3 points. Don't let me say it twice.
Hey, Tony, are you going for players with Z's in the names?
Well, it
Are you
seems
snoring your way through the differential league?
so. It looks like it, doesn't it?
That could be the strategy there. I think you spotted it, Ben.
I tell you what, if I can get through this month without a score, it'd be pretty impressive to pick 3 players that are pretty decent play. I mean, there's no donkeys there.
I think Havertz had a good August. Saha had a good September. So did Mahrez have a good September.
Yeah, Zaha, the game at the end of the August, the next game when it ended on the differential week, the next game he scored and got star man. So what do I do?
Unbelievable.
One of them.
Unlucky.
But yeah, it's a long way to go. I'll say that. But yeah, Foden's skirting me now in that month. The community seem to have been picking well, thanks to Connor. So fair play, yeah. It's good to watch. Good to watch to see how it goes through the season. Nice T-shirt on offer. If you've not been over to the website yet, get over there at dreamteamtonic.com. We've got the blogs on there, which come from Connor with his Dream Team blog. Reem does his FPL blog on there. We've also got Louis and Max with the FPL Reaction podcast. Get yourselves listening to them if you play FPL. Reese and Steve are doing the Sky Fantasy Football blogs. Some good stuff there. And Mike with his Fan Team blog does an amazing job there. Again, stay tuned. Obviously, we've got a lot more giveaways to come with the beer and the football shirts. We're trying our best to give you stuff just for listening, just for subscribing. So, yeah, there'll be another one coming up. Another one for the beer next week, and another one for the football maybe this week, depending what games are on, depending what we do. But yeah, get subscribed. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We're getting close to that magic 1,000 mark. So if you do listen every week and you haven't subscribed yet, because there's quite a lot of people that listen every week and they've not hit that subscribe, do it, please. It makes a difference. And dropping a comment, dropping a like, it is all appreciated. We try our best to get in touch with you. Try our best to reply to you and give you as many tips as we can. If you want to message us on Twitter, all our Twitter handles are below in the comments. Yeah, just get in touch with us. We don't bite. Thanks very much for listening. Cheers, guys. It's been good to chat to you both.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, cheers, lads.
We've got a crap international break coming up, but I'm sure we'll find something to do. Like you say, we'll give away some shirts and some beers. So, yeah, thanks a lot.